how's it going? Thank you again so much for being here with me today for another great lesson from Big Wave Guitar. Today we're going to be taking a look at the timeless Beatles classic, Let It Be. It's a great, simple little song that introduces you to a lot of really important chords that you're going to see over and over again with the guitar. It's just a great, beautiful little song, so we're going to take a look at that today. Before we jump into the lesson, if you could please be so kind as to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. That way you stay up to date on all the great lessons and videos and knowledge that we're sharing here at Big Wave Guitar, and we can keep making videos like this. So really appreciate that. Thank you again so much for being here, and let's get to the lesson. Okay, so this song is originally written in the key of C major, but for today's purposes we're going to be playing it in the key of G major. If that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry. There is a simple way if you want to play along with the original recording that we can cover later. You just put a capo right on the 5th fret here and play all the chords the exact same way. Okay, so the chords we're going to need are our good friend G major, which we're going to play by fretting the 3rd fret of the low E string with our middle finger, the 2nd fret of the A string with our 1st finger, and then the high E string with our 3rd finger, right? So low 3, high 3, 2 on A, and we're going to let all those strings ring nice and simply. The next chord we're going to need today is D major, which we are going to play like this, with your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string, your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, right? So putting them all together, I always say it looks like a little triangle. Ding, ding, ding. And then we're just going to play the A, D, and remaining strings. We don't want that low E string to ring in there. So I'm muting it with my thumb right now. And then with my picking hand, I'm just going to strum the rest of the 5 strings. The next chord we're going to be looking at is C major. This one's a little tricky if you're not familiar with it because you're stretching your fingers over 3 different frets. But the way we're going to play that today is with our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and all the way up our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A. Now, again, just like with the D chord, we don't want that low E string to play, so I'm going to actually slightly mute it with my ring finger. I'm just touching it so that it doesn't let that low E string ring, right? And then the other trick is to make sure that you're not muting the G or high E strings with your other 2 fingers, right? Which are this string and this string, right? So we want them to still ring freely while fretting those other notes. And last but not least for our chords today is going to be E minor, which is going to be the simplest chord to play out of all these 4. We're going to take our 1st finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then we're going to take our middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the D string. And we're going to strum and let every other string ring freely. For our strumming pattern today, we're just going to keep it super simple. Just 2 downstrokes per chord. It's going to sound very similar to this, right? So. Right? Just 2 strums per chord. Right on the beat, nice and easy, super simple. If you're a little bit more advanced and you want to add a little bit more rhythm to it, not a problem at all. We can just add in some little, extra little accents, little down-up strokes. But that, again, is based on your comfort level. If you're just starting out, I recommend just keeping it super simple. Focusing on making sure each chord and each note is really smooth, clear, and beautiful. Okay, so the verse of the song goes like this. We're going to start on that G chord, right, 2 strums. Then we're going to go to D major. Perfect. To E minor, excuse me. And then to C major. And then we're going to repeat most of that. Goes back to G, to D again, C, back to G. Right? And those are the verses throughout the song. They usually repeat that twice, and then they go into the chorus. So the chorus of the song is very similar to the verse, just that it starts a little differently. It starts on E minor, right? So again, just 2 strums to D major, to C major, back to G major. And then just like in the last half of the verse, it goes G major, to D major, to C, back home to G. So the last little piece of this song is a little descending chord line that they use to transition from the chorus into the guitar solo, I believe. And it uses all the same chords we've already used. It just adds these little kind of connecting notes. So it starts on the chord C, right? Then we're going to walk down to B, open A, strum G, then walk down again, F sharp, E, strum D, then strum C, back to G. Right, so it sounds like this. Let's do it one more time. We'll go super slow. So there you go. You've got everything you need. You've got all the chords, the strum patterns, and the parts to play at least a very beginner's version of Let It Be. I really hope you enjoy it, and thank you again so much for being here with me today. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next time. Be good.